SACRO is an amazing alliance of research-focused Catholic universities, and it's fair to say that we have learned a great deal of our collaboration thus far. There is a whole raft of activities happening across the board. We have 6 working groups through which much of the work is happening, and right now what we are thinking about is how do we actually put our alliance on a more future-focused strategic footing so that we all move in the same direction. One of the things that we are talking about really is how do we actually enable our strategic alliance to work comprehensively across a number of platforms that are available to us, from student mobility, which is already well advanced, to much more ambitious strategic research projects that unite all the capabilities within the Alliance. At this meeting in Milan, what we have done is a number of member institutions and our researchers came together to tackle one of the really interesting and complex issues that we are facing. It's really about the future of Catholic universities in the era of artificial intelligence. This is exactly the kind of challenge that we all need to address, but I think we can only address it if we actually expose this challenge to a perspective of multiple disciplines and different cultural contexts as well.
In the age of AI, the role of Catholic universities is to educate with values. And what I mean is that AI has triggered the transformation of universities, allowing huge dimensions of data and information to be easily accessible by students and staff. But that doesn't take away from the fact that a university education is much more. It is about being able to select amongst a wealth of information. It is about making reasoned and ethical choices. And those ethical choices come from the in-presence interaction between a community of students and a community of professors. These communities learn from each other. It's not simply about looking at the professor as someone who transmits knowledge. That knowledge is now readily available on the internet, in the websites, and this is what AI and digitalization are bringing to universities. And that is highly disruptive, of course, but what cannot be substituted in this interaction is precisely the human experience of two minds coming together and learning together. And this is something that we at Catholic universities cherish, this sense of community building through knowledge and of ethical reasoning and decision making.
Catholic universities in the AI age have at least two important roles to play. One is to provide students with a space for a kind of deeper, more fundamental reflection on what it means to be human. Because this kind of technology can mimic human speech, human essays, marriage vows. Certain chatbots will say that they love you, or all sorts of very human-like things. And so we're at this moment encountering the question, well, what does it mean to be us when we're surrounded by intelligent machines? And the Catholic tradition has a profound body of knowledge about the nature of the human being. And so that's one role. The second role has to do with what's called the attention economy. So this is the economy of social media that seeks to capture users' attention, to keep them focused on platforms, fixated, addicted to small snippets of content. And unfortunately, this has really negative effects on our attention span, on our peace of mind, on our capacity to think in quiet, in solitude, to reflect in a profound way. We're scattered, we're distracted, we're anxious. And so I think Catholic universities also can provide a kind of space of quietude, solitude, not exactly solitude, community, but a kind of quiet, thoughtful community that will help students to learn the habits of concerted attention thoughtfulness, not distraction and anxiety and confusion, but a kind of almost meditative thoughtfulness. And you can even see this on this campus, right, with the trees and the kind of quiet. That, I think, plays an important psychological function for young students nowadays.